Good morning, this is Mark at BRR Fishing. I told you earlier in another video that I was going to start working on my boat to get it ready for sale. And what I'm going to do right now is do a walk around and show you a list of the things I'm going to be doing to this boat before I put it up for sale. So let's get started. This has somehow loosened up. It's kind of got a weird area from the inside, and I'll show you that later, but I need to figure out how to get this thing back up and tight and sealed up, because I had water coming in it when I had my brother in the boat, and he was riding in the front, and I got water coming in the front thinking, oh my god, I got a big leak. Well, it's just, you know, a little bit of water coming in around these areas here, and this can all be tightened, drilled up real well and sealed up, so that's going to get done. Next issue is this crack. Now, it's not affecting the performance of the boat in any way. It does make it a little, you know, I'm a little cautious when I use this side to tie off on something, but I think what I can do is I can grind down all this paint, get it back down to fiberglass, and then I'm going to put some new fiberglass on it and sand it down and paint it. It's really more of a superficial thing, but it's definitely something I wanted to get fixed before I put it up for sale. Over here, my fender's off, and I've had it off for a while because I was struggling with being able to re-weld it back to this area here on these. This thing somehow, when I came back from a fishing trip, was all bent in and knocked into the tire up in the, and that was at the boat ramp. So somebody else with their boat or something backed into me and never said anything about it. And I had to spend a good amount of time getting this thing at least back to this point where it wasn't interfering with my tire. So what I'm going to need to do here is I'm going to need to bend this all out and get it flattened up, and then I'm going to put some angle iron on here, and I'm going to grind this off, and I'm going to put some angle iron on here, and then I can just reset my fender back on there and weld it back to those new points. So, and then I'll, you know, kind of sand it up a little bit and paint it. I'm not going to be able to repair any of that, so. And I'm probably going to have to hit this joint right here, because it looks like that's a little bit separated. I really don't get how hard welds like that can crack, but well, you know, boats go through a lot of stuff, I guess, in trailers. This is probably going to be my big issue. Nothing really to do with the boat, but you got to get the boat there, so that's going to be my big project. Motor's doing fine. You know, everything, I've got the gas tanks in here, and I got the electric, you know, the battery and the charger over there. This is the live well that works, and the aerator works. I keep my anchors in here. Keep a lot of my fishing equipment in there, you know, a tub full of, you know, weights and lures and clothing and you know, the mounts, you know, just a bunch of general stuff in there. And you can see it's a little dirty in areas, and over here one of the catfish got outside my little plastic thing here, so he made a little mess, so, which has happened numerous times, still some here. But this carpet cleans up real well. So I'm gonna have no trouble, you know, taking hot water in a tub and a brush, and I just kind of brush it on, and then I shop back it up, and this gets all nice and clean again. Same thing with the lower area, just needs some cleaning up. I'll wipe it all down, and I think, oh, there are a couple areas back here at the back. Now I've already fixed this area, got it all puttied up, and I need to sand it down a little bit. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna get it puttied up on that corner and then sand it down, and then I'm gonna paint, fix the paint on these areas through here. And then under here is where before, where I would bank it on that rocky lake that I go to, and it tore a little hole in that area. But I went ahead and tried to refortify it with fiberglass all up and through here, thinking that you never know how much you're gonna bump a boat up on rocks. So I've already put a lot of the it's kind of that chop strand putty type stuff for auto. But before I did that, I layered some chop strand and stuff, and then filled it with putty first, and then the chop strand over that, and got it really thickened up under there. So I've got to paint that. So pretty much, other than with all that and then a good wash down, this boat will be ready for sale. Alright, I got my supports in, and I've grinded all this area here on front and back and on both pieces. And same here on the front. I think I'm going to start by welding across this back, and then once that's stabilized, I can beat this one into place a little bit and then weld across here. Well, it's not pretty, and don't judge me because I am not a welder, but I've got it like this and a little bit on the insides too, and it is solid as a rock. I even touched up on that over here, so that'll help strengthen that area. So I think I've got this as far as the hard welding part done. I think what I'm going to do, since this is really a very bad looking, bloggy looking weld, I was struggling because the fender itself is pretty thin metal, and so I had to figure out ways to get it to mold together with this without just chewing it all up. So I came up with that. But I think what I'm going to do in this area here is I'm going to get some JB weld and just fill it up real good and smooth it out so that water won't collect down in these welds on both sides. I'm just going to smear a bunch of JB weld on there, see if that helps.
Okay, I've got these little areas filled up pretty good with the JB Weld. And I'll be able to see this one without some light, but it's good right in the area where the weld is, and then water will get through on these little areas I couldn't weld to, so should be good. All right, while that's setting up, I'm going to move on to some of my other projects. Looks like I need to put another big washer on one of those right there. Pull that off, put a big washer on it. I really wish I had something that would hook between the two of them, but we'll see if we can get a big washer on that and get that fixed up. Okay, what I've done is clean this whole area, and then on both sides where the welds are, and then you just saw me spray the rust. Calls it a remover, but what it does is coat it and make it acceptable to paint, and I guess keeps it from spreading or I don't really have any rust right here, but I wanted to seal the metal before I put any paint on it. All right, I've got my fiberglass on where that tear line was all the way around here. And I went ahead and doubled it up in here a little bit. And then now all I gotta do is wait for this to dry, and then I can sand it down and put paint on it. sale now. I'm going to do you a walkthrough of everything I did to it. We'll start here at the front. Okay, I went in and replaced this bolt and sealed it up good so don't get water in here anymore, and got it where it's sturdy on there. All this area here where it was cracked, you can see I fiberglassed it and painted it down. Got everything going good there. Cleaned the carpet up. Painted my whole area down there. All right, you can see I've got my fender all welded up in here and over here. Got that back the way it should be and working great. Right now this boat's in as good a shape as it's ever been, you know, other than I've beat it up for about 3 years. But carpet's pretty darn clean now, and everything's working right on it, and I'm just almost tempted not to sell it. But I do want a bigger boat, and I wanted one with put a bimini top on, and I mean this one could have done that, but I just don't want to stumble anymore. You know, it's been great for a one-person boat, but I want to get one that I can feel comfortable taking 2 people in, which I do find with this one when we're like bass fishing and stuff, but to try to set it up for catfishing. Now, the problem there is it's not really that the boat's not really well suited for 2 people to catfish. It's just that it's hard to do it where it's set up for people to film it, you know, with lighting and all that stuff. So, but I do want to get a bigger boat that I feel more safer on the choppier waters. I've been in some pretty rough stuff with this boat and done okay, but you know, I've had water come in on me a little bit and other things, but just, you know, keeps on ticking. It's still in great shape. Well, that day come. My little boat is going bye-bye. Yep, here it is. This right here, this is the chump taking my boat from me. This is Blake. So I've been giving Blake the rundown on how to operate this thing, and hopefully he'll send pictures of some nice catfish he's gonna catch out of it for me. So.
Absolutely.
So he's been a long time subscriber. So Blake, I hope you love her.
I'll treat her right.
You heard that.
It'll be filled with slime before you know it.
Yeah. You know, I was a little apprehensive when he said that, you know, he had to watch the OU Texas game, and I was thinking, oh no, he's not a Texas fan, because no way am I going to sell my boat. Somebody's going to put some Longhorns on it.
The price will be going up, but you can see the front tag on my truck is.
Yeah, he's a Sooner.
Schooner. So.
All right, let's say goodbye to the bait.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell